At graduation, you're thinking about everything that's happened in the past 4 years.
I think I'm really gonna miss my friends.
I'm gonna cry my eyes out on my graduation day. We've been best friends for 4 years.
Best friends since first grade.
It's just yesterday, I feel like, I was a freshman.
If I didn't have my friends, I don't know what I would do.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and when we got real blue, stay at home talking on the telephone. And we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
When I think about the future, I think about
Success.
family, happiness, hopes and dreams.
When I think about the future, I think about... When I think about the future,
When I think about the future,
I think about...
love.
Will we think about tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
I always come back to see how everybody is, and I'll miss everyone.
Good times, these are the good times. Leave your cares behind. These
Who knew this day would be here so soon? It seems just like yesterday we were getting ready for our first day of high school, putting on just the first of many polos, gathering up our empty spirals and heading out the door ready to be a cool freshman. Now after 4 years, those 5 polos have turned into 20. The spirals have multiplied into stacks of notes we may or may not have ever organized. And we find ourselves in the same situation, ready to be freshmen. But what do we have to show for all the time that we spent here? After looking back through some random pictures, I realized how amazing Red Oak really is. I saw the elementary teachers who provided us with a solid foundation for learning that has stuck with us for so many years. I looked at snapshots of activities from the intermediate back to the days of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, with all of us 5th and 6th graders laughing and learning about hovercrafts and Johnny Tremaine. I flipped through the junior high yearbook, which clearly represents the days of glitter eyeshadow and discovering ourselves, especially for you boys. And last, I looked over the tons of high school pictures. Taken at football games, banquets, birthday parties, Founders Day, best friends' houses, mission trips, prom, and the list could go on forever. Through this, I realized that every person that has been put into my life has been put there for a reason. I can't say thank you enough to all the teachers, principals, nurses, counselors, janitors, bus drivers, TV producers, coaches, school board, police officers, administration, pastors, friends, and especially family who have brought me where I am today, and all of you. I saw the picture of my classmates in the 13-year photo, the kids who have been here since kindergarten, and I realized that there is really a reason why they've stayed at Red Oak. Through this learning, we've been able to grow up and become who we are today, the amazing class of 2010. As a kid, I can clearly remember one of those instant spikes of rebellion where I thought I was smarter than my parents, and I could live on my own at 6 years old. And I remember my mom saying, fine, Lexi, good idea, go ahead, here's some fruit snacks while you go. And so I trudged off, but right when my bare feet hit the hot concrete, I kind of got a different idea about leaving home. So by the time I got to my neighbor's house, I had hopped off the concrete and started walking on the grass. And that was fine until I got a lot of stickers in my feet. So before I knew it, I was back home. My lame excuse was, I can't leave yet, dinner's almost ready. But I really couldn't miss that hug from my dad when I got home, or looking forward to playing with the sprinklers with my sister. By the way, thanks, Mom. Our parents and teachers have guided us in the right path our whole lives. Even when we were little, my sister and I ran around with huge bows in our hair and bells on our shoes so our parents could keep an eye or an ear on us, even though they maintained our sense of freedom. They have taught us what we needed to know, watched us make our own mistakes while making sure they weren't too rough, and held our hands while we turned to new chapters in our lives. This is that moment. This is the end of something great, but soon we will be off to something brand new, challenged to succeed on our own. But don't worry, Mom and Dad. Whether it's a home-cooked meal, Randy's barbecue, or a Whataburger after a late-night football game, I promise sometimes we'll come back for dinner. These days we turn on the TV and hear so many negative things about kids of our generation. Well, I'm here to say that Red Oak kids can prove this wrong. We've worked hard and together lived up to the name Red Oak strives to achieve. Just look, if you're involved in Red Oak High School sports, stand up. Anyone from the class of 2010, it doesn't matter what sport, football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. This includes cheerleading and drill team, and academic UIL. I know how hard y'all work. This group of people is amazing. Every single Red Oak sport went on to hold some sort of district title this year. That is awesome. Districts by hundreds of points. No other school in our district is able to say they even come close to being better than Red Oak High School, in Red Oak ISD. This shows the class of 2010 is not only smart, but y'all are also talented. Within this, we also have a group of people eager to help others. If you were involved in NHS, Student Council, Cystic Fibrosis, the Blood Drive, Foreign Language, any other club that is meant to help others, stand up. service every 6 weeks. Our Cystic Fibrosis Committee raised more money than any other school in the northeastern chapter of our state. And Red Oak also contributed the most shares of blood in our blood drive than any other competing school. We have kids that have gone to Guatemala and Africa and a ton of other places around the world to spread good deeds and uplifting hope to those in need. Red Oak students are literally changing the world. Our class motto is last class, last chance, last legacy. I can stand up on this podium and honestly say that the Red Oak class of 2010 has definitely left its legacy. I know I'm going to the University of Texas at Austin, and the red Hawk maroon may clash a little bit with the Longhorn burnt orange, but everything I learned here will definitely carry with me through college and my life. Every day I thank my Heavenly Father for giving me such an amazing town to call home. Howard Schultz, chairman and CEO of Starbucks Coffee, once said, "Care more than others think wise, risk more than others think safe, dream more than others think practical, and expect more than others think possible." Maybe it was just the caffeine talking, but I thought that was pretty cool. Congratulations, guys. This is what we've done, and this is what we have to look forward to. I'm proud to say that I'm from Red Oak ISD. Into the future, I say bring it on.
Class of 2010, welcome to the last hours of high school. We've traveled up and down the halls for some 4 years and never thought we would get here. We've counted down the months, crossed each week grudgingly off our calendars, and watched the clock tick, noting each second only to wish the next would go faster. Now the time has come, and the bittersweet occasion must commence. Today is not only a celebration, but a time to appreciate where we've been, where we are going, and the people in between who have inspired us to set new heights. I have been a member of 2 families these past 18 years. The first being the obvious, my brother who edits my terrible grammar and helps me to not be afraid of my future, my dad, who I am indebted to for every project that required more than just a little glue and always had an ear to lend for a late night rant about volleyball, and then my mom, the dazzling woman whose voice you can hear from a mile away and you just can't mistake, and to whom I owe making this speech today. I would never have made it without my mother's unfailing encouragement to push forward and her tender heart that guided me through every worry, failure, and heartbreak. They will always be my family, but today I recognize proudly another, those who sit before me. Together we amass accomplishments this school has never seen before. We leave a legacy. After today, my bet is you won't have any idea what was said here, but who could forget moments like Dundee Walker's interception, or the baseball team supporting the ball at volleyball games by hiking up their shorts and sporting pink everything. Corbin Ferguson's rendition of Phantom of the Opera at the senior Halloween party, or people like Zach Bland and Colin Bishop, 2 of the funniest, most outgoing people I'll ever meet. We remember these people and so many things as we look toward a future, towards taking our last step as a family. Today, we end our journey as a class, and each individual becomes responsible for themselves. We actually have to think about our lives on a daily basis. Looking back with our parents at our sides and our teachers looking over our shoulders, we took a backseat to our lives. But now it's time to drive, and I know I'm not the only one who isn't quite sure how. But we can do it. I know this because I'm talking to quite possibly the greatest people I've ever known. The people I've spent every day with for at least the past 4 years. I've seen the best of all of you, and I know that there are no better people to face what's ahead. Though we know our paths will differ, we must all venture out into the unknown. This, for most, will entail leaving the comfortable and risking failed hopes and many disappointments for which remedies are scarce and hardly time-conscious. Often throughout this year, it felt like I carried the weight of the world on my back, when really, it was only the weight I put on making it to this moment today. My biggest fear was not ceasing to be valedictorian, but it was the fear of disappointing myself, my family, and proving those who would oppose me that they were right. A fear not dissimilar to what we have all felt once before, whether it was rejection, disapproval, or defeat. This, among other things, has taught me that if we let our minds dwell on such fears, we only set ourselves up for failure. And finally, we may all find a remedy for our disappointments in Winston Churchill's words, "Success is never final, failure is never fatal, and it is courage that counts." Thank you.